Have you ever felt like the world is against you? Like, no matter what you do, there are people who just want to see you fail? I've been there. Tell you something. Those people, they're the reason why I'm here today, why I'm making this video. For years, I tried to fit in a 9 to 5, looking for stability. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when you put yourself in the 9 to 5 aspect, you're forever looking for approval ever since you sat down in that interview. You are looking for approval ever since you put in that job application. And when you get in the job, you're still looking for approval. Society teaches you to be codependent of others practically your whole life. Have y'all noticed that? Looking for stability and approval. But every time I tried, there are people who around me couldn't handle my ambition. They tried to do things to make me quit a job. They tried to make up a false story. So jobs love bringing me into the office over small, minute things and trying to blow it up and ready to write me up. Why? You're too competent for here. You're going to outshine us. You're going to outshine the master. I got to get you up out of here. But first, let me see if I can use you to with all your competence that you have so that I can look like something in the meantime. But get mad because you're competent. And for a while, I thought it was my fault. But then something clicked. What if their hate wasn't my weakness? What if it was my strength? It wasn't about me being too much. Oh, you're too much. You're extra. You think you're all that. You're conceited, right? It wasn't about that. It was about me being everything they weren't ready to handle. Every dismissive comment, all of it pushed me closer to where I am today. And you know what? Those people weren't hurling me back. They were pushing me forward faster than I ever could imagine. It wasn't just those 9 to 5 jobs that pushed me. It was the loss of my 2 family members. So I'm not going to give haters all of this credit. People like to say haters are your motivators. Haters are your escalators, not your elevators. I was going to say haters are your elevators, but they're not. Haters are your escalators because they will show you how heightened you can be one step at a time. As much as they inch forward and try to get closer to you, they forever see you on a pedestal where you're way, yay higher than them. But you, the whole time, you're just being naturally gifted. You know, you're not trying to outshine the master. You actually take jobs where you feel like you're an asset. Isn't that the whole point? That's what you think, right? You want to take job descriptions that you feel like you can excel in, or you feel like you can be comforted in your skill set, right? We all want to feel confident. We all want to feel valued. So, what's so wrong with me choosing jobs that I felt competent in? But yeah, I was too competent. I started to realize that in 9 to 5s, they want you to be structured to their program, but they don't want people who can outsmart their program. You don't need approval to succeed. You don't need to fit into nobody's box or nobody's mold. You're already equipped. This is what I teach here, to leverage your skills so that you can become entrepreneurial minded. The anger, the frustration, the doubt, all those people who sat back and tried to insult you, talk ish about you, tried to make you feel small, tried to make you quit, tried to report you, all these managers who want to write my name down on a piece of paper so bad because you want my autograph. That's what it seemed like. Okay? These folk wanted my autograph. And you know what? I never saw myself as conceited. I never saw myself as all that. And that's what people used to say about me ever since I was in high school. I never saw myself that way. Because honestly, I was seeking for approval. And I realized that folks ain't gonna give you approval. That's how they manipulate, and try to play you for a fool. When you don't know your value, when you don't know who you are, they like to invalidate. So it penetrates their need for validation. You see that? It's like it's almost like you're looking for approval, but yet they have a need for validation to make you feel invalidated. But yet, the more and more that they try to put these attacks on you, the more your pedestal get higher and higher in their eyes. That's why they're forever trying to attack you, so that you come down on your pedestal, so that you feel lower about yourself, right? So I use my anger, I use my frustration, I use my doubt, I use all of these shadow feelings. You know, they say your shadow self. I did shadow work. I gave myself permission to be angry. Because when you give yourself permission to be angry, when you give yourself permission to show people that you ain't playing about your ish, that's when the real you come out. And the real me came out when I lost my two family members. And you know how they say, like, when you see death, it's gonna change you for the better, or it may change you for the worse. Okay? It's gonna change you for the better, or it's gonna change you for the worse. When I saw one of my family members' life be taken in a freaking snap, I was like, dang, I know God calling me to do this. I know God calling me to be a purpose. What am I afraid of? This is the real you. Like when you get mad, when you get angry, when people upset you, when people make you feel discomforted, you can show that because that's where your strength comes from. Literally. And the guys that are out here that are angry with life, literally, you can use your anger to your advantage, not in a harmful way, but use it to serve other people with your anger. You can serve other people through your anger. Anger to your advantage. This is how you use your haters to your advantage. This is how you use all them insults and all the ridicules and the persecution that people try to do amongst you and use it to your advantage. And become what? Become the most powerful version that you could possibly be. Every person who told you no, and every moment you felt like quitting, every moment where you felt like you wasn't enough, that's all gonna change. Gonna let your anger fuel your fire. Your fire for what? Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship has been waiting for you. You are more than enough. That's why they've been attacking you. That's why your 9 to 5 is trying to get you out. Because they need a certain level of thinker at a 9 to 5. I created Social Accessory for a lot of reasons. I felt like I needed to prove to myself and others that you don't need a 9 to 5 to be successful. I'm here to help you realize that same thing. You have everything you need to build the life and the business you want. If you got anger, you got the fuel. If you got a vision, you got the fuel. You don't have to turn it and flip it into a negative. You want to take all of your shadow self, okay? The sides that you try to hide, these flaws that you have, to where you're not perfect, to where you're not always nice, right? Because this is the rhetoric they try to feed us as women, is that we need to be nice all the time. And oh, don't rock the boat. No, it's my time to rock the boat. What are you talking about? It's time that I rock the boat, that I shake the boat, that I quake the boat. You kidding me? This is my boat. And I'm captain. How about that? Oh no, she's too captain like. We gotta get her out of here. Y'all know that VeggieTales? My grandfather sent me a VeggieTales tape when I was younger. And it's the story of Daniel. And the 3 wise men sang this song. And they said, oh no, what they gonna do? The king likes Daniel more than me and you. Oh no, what they gonna do? We gotta get him out of here. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh no, what we gonna do? The king likes Daniel more than me and you. Oh no, what they gonna do? We gotta get him out of here. We could throw him in the dungeon. We could let him rot in jail. I was looking at my resume, right? And I'm like, y'all, my resume does not speak to the person that I am. Listen to this. I'm looking at my resume and I have gaps in my resume, right? And I'm like, this resume do not speak to who I am. And it had me like, how is anybody gonna want to hire me if I have gaps in my resume? Because I try to represent myself in the best way possible. You know how people try to diminish your reputation? It was like my resume was subconsciously, or I don't know how you say it. I just felt like my resume didn't really reflect who I am. I'm like, I'm so much greater than these work histories. I'm so much greater than these jobs I even have listed on my resume. Are you kidding me? They don't know what I know, right? My resume tell you, oh, what whole little skippy difty do company I was at for however long until they found out how competent I am. They want me to get up out of there. So my resume got all these little skippy dips in there, and it made me feel some type of way. Then I had to remember who I am and what I learned and the things that, God got me through in this life. The knowledge He has shown me. Like I talk about that camp I went to. There's a reason why God sent me to that camp where I learned video editing, web design, magazine design, filming, all the stuff everybody's doing today. They're trying to build their own online brands. And I went to school for marketing, and I thought that degree meant nothing. Not marketing specifically, but it was the fashion and retail marketing. And the the field that I thought I was going to go into, they all became bankrupt. So I'm thinking that, these things are playing upon my character, but no, these are life events that I just cannot control. I cannot control what a 9 to 5 does to me, right? I can't control what a manager want to write me up just so I don't take their spot. I can't control that, oh, there wants to be a new manager and they want to get rid of all of us so that they can have a new team. I don't have control of that. But I do have control of my anger. And so do you. If you're ready to turn that anger into action and start building your brand, you take your disappointments in life, you take the insults, you take the grievances, you take the deaths, you take whatever experiences you had within this lifetime, and you turn it into a brand. You turn it into something powerful. You got to turn around and show these folk that you're powerful with or without they ass. That's what you got to do. So if you're ready to start building your brand, I'm here to guide you. I have 2 resources for you to get started today. Let's say as a child, you didn't like the fact how somebody treated you. And you felt it was unfair, this and that, and however. You can make a business. You can make a brand that is the solution for that thing that hurt you. I promise you. You show how valuable it is. You show how valuable your message is. You share your story. You be transparent. I promise you. And you have faith in that thing, and you build your momentum with the tools that I have in my description box. I promise you. You're not even going to want to look back. You're not even going to want to look back at no 9 to 5. You're not, and at this point, you're going to look back and you're going to see all them insults and all that ridicule and stuff people try to do to you, and you literally going to thank them. You're literally going to thank them. So thank those people who was a total no sense to me, because that's why I'm making this video. So, and it's going to be people in this conversation too. Check the link in the description box. You'll get the free template, Align to the Signs Audience Solution Template. You need to figure out who your audience is. Who's going to care about your solution, the solution that you have through your products, your services, and your YouTube videos. Okay? You're going to write down what their pains are, what emotions that they're having, what does it look like to them physically, and find out what kind of outcome they want. And make sure that outcome is guaranteed within your product, services, and your YouTube channels. Okay? Get that free template. That's the first thing. The first thing is free. All right? It takes for one decision. It takes for one person to decide. And it's you. We're making personal brands here. It only take you, friend. It only take you to decide. One choice, one decision. And if you got anger today and you mad, you pissed off about something, don't constantly complain about it. Write the thing down in that template. Once you write that thing down in a template, what I need you to do is get the Find Your Why guidebook. The Find Your Why guidebook, a visual learner. And this is going to help everybody. You're going to check off the boxes within the guidebook. And you're going to check off what circumstances are annoying you right now. Not just annoying you, it's making you frustrated, it's making you stuck, it's making you be in survival mode. You're going to check those boxes off, right? Then you're going to tell yourself, what is it that's inspiring you to do this, right? And it can be personal. The guidebook is for you to get personal, to get real, and to get raw with yourself and your emotions and what you want to see forth towards the future as you are building this brand, okay? Think of it as a guided journal entry. That's the Find Your Why guidebook. It's a guided journal entry of you getting ready to start your brand by you knowing what you want, why you want to get there, how it's important to you, what circumstances are potent enough that will get you started
to
and build that
discovering your
momentum
why
towards
and connecting
catering and
deeply
nurturing
with your
your
audience.
that needs your product, services, and your YouTube videos. Go ahead, get the free resource. Start with the template.
People want to start to create content or they want to start their own websites, yet people are just posting things and hoping it sticks to the wall. Yet you forgot about your deep and honest intentions, okay? So, building a brand takes dedication, passion, and deep understanding of why you're doing it. This guide is here to help you clarify your core motivations so that when challenges come up, and they will, you have a strong foundation to keep moving forward. Because those of you who want to start content creation and create your own online shop, there are going to be days as an entrepreneur where, things are going to be slow and things are not going to go in the way that you believe that they're supposed to. You're going to have moments where you feel like, dang, why am I doing this, And so you have to have a guide and to remember, why did you start in the first place? And what are your deepest reasons why? And you can't just be so surface level and say like, oh, well, I want to start a business because I want money. No, it has to be deeper than you wanting money. Okay? So this guide know exactly what it is that you want to be your outcome. And then how are you going to get there? And how are you going to speak to your audience? Not just regular, but how are you going to speak to them emotionally, right? Okay, so the first one is, what will be your inspiration? So what personal experiences or values shape the message that you want to share? Okay, so when you're creating a brand, you're not just creating a brand because you think you're cute or you think you're an awesome person. That's not why you're creating a brand. You're creating a brand to create a feeling that people can hold, that people can grasp, and maybe it's even a feeling that they want to change about themselves. So this page right here will help you hone in on that very fact. Financial struggles here. And how do these struggles impact your daily life? And so on.
Get the Find Your Why guidebook. After you've done those two, there will be a design critique for those of you who want to start on YouTube. So we have either a YouTube route or we have a website route. Yet, the Find Your Why guidebook is the prerequisite first before you get any YouTube help and before you get any e-commerce help. Okay? Design coaching as your digital design coach. I help you guys build your online presence. You have to have self-belief first. You need to start your brand. Because I'm going to tell you, I didn't have self-belief before. I tried YouTube. I didn't have self-belief. I didn't have momentum. I didn't have a layout. And I did not have no audience that I was truly talking to. And I sat back and I wondered why I didn't get so far in my YouTube journey. When I started in 2011. But I went off and on, off and on, off and on. Y'all know how YouTube be. That's how life go. You think you got a trajectory, but life keeps smacking you in the face. Right? But then when you sit down and you actually analyze things and you reflect on it, then it's like, wait a minute. This thing keeps freaking calling me. I still felt called to YouTube. I'm like, Lord, I already tried this. Why do I still feel called? Y'all ever heard this term that was like, turn your pain into profit? Essentially, that's what we doing. Anger. You need to show your anger. You don't need to be nice. You don't need to be sweet. You don't need to be playing these roles. You don't need to do none of that. Just be real. Just be you. Make your brand and stay true. All right? I'll see y'all in my next video. It's your girl, So Tree Accessory.